Hello everyone. I think we all know this wonderful phenomenon known as brain fog. But for anyone who is not as geriatric as myself, let me explain. I'll give you an idea of one of the symptoms that I get, which is commonly known as the brain fart. To my understanding, this is a form of brain fog, because again, it's like your head is full of clouds, but you can somewhat hold on to the memory until you've got up, opened your bedroom door, walked all the way downstairs. You've held that thing like, yes, I'm going to go down and get that glass of water. Then you've got all the way downstairs. You've made all those twists and turns, and you've completely forgotten what you were doing there. So you sit down and try to rethink why you came down. My mum has always told me that you should stop thinking about the thing that you're trying to think about, and it will come back to you because there's less stress. She did psychology, I didn't, so what do I know? I just take her word for it, and it normally works. Another one of my mum's really funny jokes is that she used to say that if you forgot it, then it must have been a lie. Anyway, I feel that there is a way we can combat this. Don't be like my cat who just takes things lying down. There's a reason he's an indoor cat, and it's because when he sees danger, he just lies down, belly up, and is like, kill me! Is that how you're going to be with your attention span? I would much rather go the way of Jack, which is that when he couldn't figure out how to do something, he tried everything until he found a way to do it, which is how he found that he could walk backwards. He was in a tight corner and he couldn't continue to walk forward. He couldn't even turn to the side. It was at that moment that he found out accidentally that his back feet actually had a purpose. I think it was when he lost his balance that he realised, oh, they do have a purpose. The other option is that you could just be like my cat Sylvie, who, when she saw a problem that she couldn't handle, would just sweep it under the rug. The problem is, the more things you put under the rug, the bigger the lump gets until the rug becomes part of the mess, and you can't hide it anymore. Because it's now too late, you just keep adding to it. So which one are you? Are you the one that sees the danger and accepts it belly up? Are you the one who tries to find a way out of it, whatever happens? Or are you like Sylvie, who just doesn't accept anything is going wrong? A bit like the meme of the dog in the burning fire. Nothing to see here, officer. All is good. What do you mean there's a lump under the rug? No, there isn't. And there's a big difference between Bonjo's attitude and Sylvie's attitude. Bonjo has seen the problem. He accepts that there is a problem, but he's just going to accept it. Sylvie's attitude is to pretend nothing is happening. Which one are you? Please put it in the comments, because if you are like my dog Jack, please put in the comments what you do when you have brain fog. To combat mine, I just talk to myself aloud pretty much all the time so that I can remember, because I've had a verbal reminder, and due to my arthritis, I don't have the luxury of walking all the way downstairs, forgetting, and coming back later to remember what it was I was going to do. I don't have the time to just sit around and wait for it to come back into my mind. Just think about how long that would take to go all the way downstairs, reach the bottom, forget what it was in the first place, go all the way back upstairs, and then finally remember the second time. This time saying it out loud and possibly talking to myself and then going back upstairs again. I would just say to everyone when I got downstairs, "Hi everyone, no worries, I'm not a loony, but I've just forgotten something." The only time I don't have to do this is when someone has, say, made me a cup of tea and I go downstairs to get it, and then, as I'm floundering around like a drowning fish, they let me know, "Hey tea, your tea's on the side." Not to mention that because I don't always see things that are in front of me, they also have to give me a description, including the colour of the cup, or if it's being covered by something. If you want to improve your memory, just think about this. Do you want to have an attention span more than my dog? If you fancy extending your vocabulary, why not come and have a game of Scrabble with me? I recently beat my mum at Scrabble. It took me 4 years of playing with her, and I finally beat her. And even then, it was really close. The score is on the community post if you'd like to see it. You may have to scroll down a bit, but it was definitely recent and you can still see it. The reason my mum is so good is because she comes from the latchkey kid generation, and when she had nothing else to do, she would just read and read and read. She would even read books that she didn't really enjoy reading, but she read it just to extend her vocabulary. I have called her a dictionary because she never fails to find a new word that I haven't ever seen when I play with her. These days, even if you find reading difficult or you just don't like it, there are audiobooks. But remember this, someone said to me that to be a writer, you have to be a reader so that you can take in information. Also, I think it comes from just being disabled. You read to pass the time, because you can't do anything else. But to round this off, brain fog is awful, but it can be fixed. It's even worse when you couple it with brain farts. There is always a way around it. We just have to find our own way, and I would be interested to know what yours are, and all the lucky people who don't have this condition. What grade of school are you in again? I'm joking because I'm sure even people at school probably have this now, what with the attention span being so low. But we can combat it. We can do that by keeping our brains active. Always remember what my mum and Nan have said, that the brain is a muscle and the more you use it, the less you'll lose it. Another good thing to remember is to get consistent sleep and lots of it. Also, I challenge everyone to take a leaf out of my mum's book. We are so used to just going, dopamine, dopamine, dopamine. Did I mention dopamine? So try something new, even if you think it's boring, because then you'll learn something new, and you may even learn a new hobby. Even if you don't, you'll retain new information that you'll be able to put either to the back of your mind or into common use. Anyway, we have to be better than this lot. Even if you cheat a little, find the easiest way, even if it looks mad. Just remember that Google itself allows its employees 2 hours of their working day, I think, just to be creative and do nothing, and they pay them on the clock for it. They say that lazy people think of the quickest ideas because they don't want to do anything. Just remember that some of the tunes that we know, the ideas were made up on the toilet. I know that Eminem thought up Slim Shady while he was on the loo. Now, my mum does not play other people on Scrabble except family, but if you want to see her scores, just look through my videos, and you'll see that there is someone who outscores me by hundreds. If you want to have scores like that, then you need to do more with your brain than having a swiping frenzy. If you're still here, then you don't have a brain like a colander. You're handsome, and you're beautiful, and well, I'm speechless. I'll let you know next time I see you. Over to the pets. Hello all, this is Sylvie. If you liked what you saw, then subscribe for more.
Hey everyone, my name's Bonjo. If you enjoyed yourself, then give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and if you had fun, then comment down below and let my mum know if you have a brain like a sponge, a sieve or a colander.